Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Certification in the Dog Training Industry webinar, Myths Around Certification. Now, we're going to talk about some pretty emotional stuff for some people in here. So I want to just clarify a couple things before we get started. What it's going to look like, what we're going to talk about, some rules, some ways to know that this is the right place for you or not. So first and foremost, if you are a dog trainer who finds yourself quite frustrated with your dog training business or clients on multiple different levels, if you keep spending money on certification, if you keep spending money on business behavior education and certification every year, hoping that it will help you grow your business and you're not seeing that growth and that result, then this is for you. If you are waiting until you do one more certification in order to start working with the clients that you want to start working with, in order to launch your business, in order to launch your program, in order to launch the specialty that you want to work in order to do, if you keep thinking and feeling that you have to have one more certification before you're ready to go do things, then this is the right webinar for you. If you have had any negative experience with other trainers around certifications, so other trainers judging your certification or bullying you over your certification, because that happens too, or giving you any kind of shit over it, or if you belong to an organization and you didn't get the help and the support that you thought that you would get from them, this is also a great place to be. If you don't understand why your business isn't growing because you're doing all of the things that you think you should be doing, and you're getting all of the education, you're getting all of the certifications, and you're doing all the webinars, and you're doing all the things, and your business still isn't growing the way that you were expecting it to or want it to, then this is for you. If you're passionate about making the industry better, then this is the place for you. If you care about your human clients as much as you care about your dog clients, and if you want your bank account to reflect the amount of work that you do, this is the right place for you. Also, really big one, you have to be okay with swearing. Every time I do a webinar, every time I send out emails, every time I do a post, I will invariably get one or more people who reaches out to me and tells me that the information was good, but they just couldn't get past the swearing, or will flat out call me names for my swearing. So here's the thing, I fucking swear. And that's not going to change. And if you can't see past that to get to the information, then this isn't the right place for you. If you can see past it, get to the information, fantastic, you're in the right place. If you swear a lot yourself and you enjoy it and you think fuck is one of the best words ever, then you're definitely in the right place. This is not, because this is an emotional conversation that we're having, because there's a lot tied up for people around certifications. If you have a hard time regulating yourself during emotional discussions and you can't either sit on what you're trying to say until you know how to say it in a way that's helpful and productive, or you find yourself just lashing out, this is not the place for you. People are welcome to discuss, you're welcome to comment, you're welcome to disagree with me as much as you want to. However, it has to be done in a respectful way. So if there is any trash talking, shit talking, fighting, name calling, any of that kind of shit happening, you will be removed and you'll not be let back in, and you'll be noted and not be allowed in on any of my stuff in the future. So fair warning to you for that. If you, like me, struggle with black or white thinking and struggle to find that gray area in between, this may be a bit of a challenging conversation for you. And I encourage you to stick around and work through that challenge, because the black or whiteness, being on the extreme for most things in life, doesn't serve us very well. And we can really start getting clarity and results and peace of mind and peace of emotions when we can find that gray area. And this is a very gray area topic, right? So if you struggle to find the gray area, this might be a hard conversation for you. But I encourage you to do that work and lean in, and let's get into that conversation. So first and foremost, I want to just give you guys a little bit of info about who I am. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I am a dog business strategist. So what that means is I help established dog trainers shift the way that they do business so that they are quadrupling the income for their clients, quadrupling the results for their clients, tripling their income, and having the amount of time that they work. Because the dog training industry is full of some really, really amazing people who care and want to help and really want to show up and make a difference, but don't really know how to run a business. Because where the fuck did you ever learn how to run a business? So I was a trainer for 13 years before I moved into coaching, and I made every fucking mistake that a dog training business owner can possibly make. I like to learn things the hard way, and so I did that. And once I learned what I knew, including some of the stuff I'm going to talk about today, the change that it had in my business was so marked and profound that I really wanted to help other trainers learn how to do that too, so that they could stay in the industry that they loved. So I will, towards the end of the webinar, give you some details about working with me as well, because I know I've had some of you reach out and ask me about that. So I will give you some details towards the end. But for now, my goal for today for you guys is to help you get really clear on why the 3 myths that we're going to be talking about around certification aren't helping you the way that you think they're going to, or the way that you think they should be, and understand what to do instead. Now, I just want to, there we go. I just want to open up my chat here. So the chat box is there. Feel free, drop your questions as we go. Any aha moments, any questions, any comments, pop them in the chat. I will come to the chat as I'm going. But I want you to really understand what the problem is that, as I see it, with certifications. Now, like I was saying, most dog trainers don't know how to run a business, because we get into the industry to help, because we want to help dogs, we want to help people, and we have this desire to help. And so we start going out there and helping people. But we don't understand the intricacies of running a business, running a small business. And that causes so many issues down the line, because if we don't have our business side of things sorted, then we don't have our emotional time and energy sorted, and we burn out. Right? And when I was doing training, I got to a point in my business where I fucking hated my business. I hated my clients, to the point that it didn't matter who it was, whether it was a current client I was working with, or a new client who was reaching out for help, or any email that I got with a question about a dog, my initial emotional response was, oh my God, you're a fucking idiot and you shouldn't have a dog. Because that's how burnt out I was of doing the business side of things wrong. Right? So one of the things that kept me in that place, and it keeps a lot of trainers in that place, is believing that certifications and education can do things for your business that they really just can't do, because they're not designed to do. And what we keep doing is we look around and we see all the other trainers doing the same thing. And so we're like, well, I guess it's just me. So I'm just going to keep doing this same thing, and hopefully something will change. So if that's familiar for you, let me know. If you see yourself in that, pop in the box for me, let me know. Now, there's some important things that I want to really clarify before we get started. And the first one about that is that I'm not anti-certification, right? A lot of people, when I talk about certifications and I talk about not liking the way certifications are and exist in our industry, people think that I'm anti-certification and I'm telling dog trainers not to go get certified. So let's clear that up right fucking now, because that's not true. I'm not anti-certification at all. I am anti what we have made certification mean in the dog training industry, and that's what we're going to get into today. Because certifications mean different things to different people, right? And people work really fucking hard for their certifications. You put a lot of your time and your energy and your emotions and your blood, sweat, and tears into those certifications, and it's something that you should be proud of, rightly so. That's a lot of work. And so people who take pride in their certifications, you absolutely fucking should. I am not shitting on your certifications at all. I am not shitting on the hard work that you did. I think it's phenomenal when people will invest in themselves and invest in their businesses and invest in their future and their clients in that way to get the best knowledge and information that they can. Not anti-certification, but we have made it mean something totally different in the dog training industry. Another thing that is really important to get to is the fact that when I'm talking about certifications, certification, education, knowledge, and skills are not the same thing. And that's one of the problems, is we have made them mean all of the same thing. And we feel like if someone is certified, then they know what they're doing. We're going to get into why that's not true. We feel like if someone has an education, then they know what they're doing. I'll use my own example. So I was a crossover trainer. the way that I learned to train, the certification that I got as a trainer was choke chains and prong collars and e-collars and food. Now, this is not I'm not getting into methodology and stuff here. Like there's other places you can have that conversation, but that's how I learned. And then when I learned more, I shifted the way that I did things. Now I was certified, right? And I had a 2-year education where I was following, I shadowed, the people who were certifying me for 2 years to get all the knowledge and information that I needed. And then I found out a whole bunch of better information for me. And so I always think about that as an example when I think about how I was educated, I was certified, I had knowledge, and I had skills, but it still didn't give me what I wanted. It didn't mean that I was operating the way that I wanted to, and it didn't mean that I had the most up-to-date information either, right? So really important to recognize certification, education, knowledge, and skills. I'm not using those interchangeably, right? When I say certification, I don't mean education. When I say certification, I don't mean knowledge. And when I say certification, I don't mean skills. Those are very different. Now, there's certification, education, knowledge, and skills on a business side, and there's certification, education, knowledge, and skills on a behavior side too. And I'm going to talk about all of those here. Now, the first myth that I want to get into here with you guys is talking about the belief that getting certifications, getting letters behind your name will grow your business or will bring in clients. So pop in the box for me if that's a belief that you have. I used to believe that. I used to believe that the more letters I had behind my name, the more certifications I had, the more education I had, the quicker and easier my business would grow, because people would see that, they would be impressed by it, they would know that that's what they were looking for, and they would hire me. That's not the way it works. So pop in the box for me. Is that a belief that you have? Let me know. I also want to, before I get much further into this, I also want to talk to you guys let you know that there's absolutely no shame or blame in any of what I'm talking about today, right? So when I say, trainers don't know much about running a business, there's no shame or blame in that. I'm not like wagging my finger at you and saying, you should know more. We don't know. That's the reality of it. There's no shame or blame coming for any of the stuff that I'm talking about today. Really, really important. So if you have the belief that certifications will grow your business and bring in clients, let's talk about why that's not true. Because most clients don't give a fuck about your education. Whether they should or not is a totally different conversation. But truthfully, clients are reaching out for help, or potential clients are reaching out for help because they have a problem that they need fixed. And what they are looking for is a person who can tell them they can fix their problem. Look at the businesses that are doing really well, right? Look at the businesses, the dog training businesses that are on, the speaking circuit, that are full all the time, that have the wait list, that are making a ton of money, that have their followings of people who are like, you are like the be all and end all in dog training. A lot of those people, some of them have education, some of them have certification, some of them don't. The reason why people have that platform is because they know how to speak to their human clients. They know how to speak to the problem that the person is having. My hair is making me fucking crazy and I don't have anything to put it up with. All right, people, they know how to speak to their client's problem, right? Their clients have a problem. So think for a second, when you are looking for help with something, you have an emotional response. You have the dog's behavior is never the problem. The problem is how that dog's behavior makes that person feel. And then that person goes out trying to find a solution to soothe that feeling, right? So what I see a lot of trainers doing is using their certifications in their marketing, right? I'm the only certified trainer in this area. I used to do it. That was my main marketing, only certified trainer here. I'm the only certified trainer in my area. These are my certifications. This is my education. This is why this is important to me. And this is really a case of knowing your niche. Now, if your niche are professional dog owners or other dog trainers who that certification is really important to, cool, then you're going to be speaking to them. But if you are dealing with your average Joe dog owners who need help and support, they do not give a fuck. Let me tell you, they should, they don't. What they care about is, can you fix my problem? And so when they are faced with two dog training companies, one of them talking about certifications, and this is how my education, and these are the letters I have behind my name. One of them is saying, oh yeah, I can fix your fucking problem. We can do that tomorrow. Which one are they going to go with? They're not going to go with the certifications one, right? Unless they have a really in-depth understanding about how important that is. And the industry is just not there yet. We're not there yet. So if you want to be making a difference in the industry, and I'm going to get to this in point 2, you need to be talking to your clients about what their problems are and how you can help them fix those problems, okay? That's what you need to learn to talk to. So if you're relying on your certifications to bring in clients, to bring in, people because you know what you're doing, it's not the way marketing works, right? Nobody gives a fuck about your certifications except other trainers, right? And you. And one of the questions I get asked a lot about this is, okay, yeah, but what about word of mouth referrals? Because other people who have the same certifications, I'll only refer to people who, have that certification, or they refer to me, and that's true. That's one way that you can get word of mouth referrals coming in from community, but that's community, not necessarily certification. And the main point that I want to talk to about this is why word of mouth marketing, word of mouth advertising is not a way of advertising that you want to rely on. It's great, right? And it's helpful, and it's great to have those leads coming in, but there are 2 main issues with relying on word of mouth for your marketing, your advertising, and your sales. First, you are not in control of the process at all. You are not in control of how many people reach out to you, of how many of those people are your niche clients, of whether they're going to do their work, of knowing whether they're going to do their work or not, of whether they're going to be people who are like, cool, I'm on board with the way that you do things, or whether you're going to have to be convincing them to use your methods. You don't have any control over your marketing. And if you want to have a business that solidifies your income and sets you up for retirement and allows you to have a work-life balance and allows you to be helping more dogs and more people, you need to be in control of your marketing. Because if we are using the, well, I hope enough people refer to me this month, that's a really fucking stressful way of being, right? Because even when we have good months, we are worried about the next month. What happens if next month there aren't enough people, right? So word of mouth can be a great supplemental marketing and advertising, but if you're relying on your certifications to have other trainers refer to you, you're not in control of your business, you're not in control of your marketing, you're not in control of your money. You're also not in control of reaching the right people, right? Niching is a whole other topic that you shouldn't be working with everybody with a dog. And if you are relying on word of mouth, then you are having to spend a whole bunch of time wading through all of these people to find the clients that you want to work with. Or if you're not even there yet, you're just working with everybody who comes your way, you are heading really fast towards burnout. The second thing about word of mouth is that it's not stable. What happens if that other trainer or vet clinic or behaviorist or whoever is doing that word of mouth, what happens if they retire or sell their business or move to another country or pass away or marry a trainer and decide, cool, we're going to keep it in the family? If we build our entire marketing platform on word of mouth referrals, it can be, that carpet can be, the rug can be pulled right out from under us really fucking quickly. And then we're in a shit, now what the fuck do I do, right? So yes, we can definitely, we want, like, word of mouth can be helpful, but getting certifications as a way to grow your business, it's not doing what you think it's doing. Because most dog owners don't care about certifications, when you are using that in your marketing, you're actually making people less likely to hire you. So focusing on certifications to grow your business is focusing your time and your money and your energy in a place that is going to not be efficient and effective, and is going to keep you spinning your wheels and frustrated. Because truthfully, to grow your business, you need to learn about marketing, about niching, about designing programs that work for the human learners so that the dog learners get better results, and sales. That is what builds your business, right? Your certifications have their merits on their own, but they are not going to build your business for you. Pop in the box for me any kind of aha moments about this, any, oh fuck, I totally rely on word of mouth marketing, any questions you have about it. I want this to be interactive, guys. I want to tell you, on this note, I want to tell you about one of my clients who when she started working with me, she had a business with 2 employees and a full-time job that she ran because she hadn't quite figured out the business piece yet to make enough money to pay 3 salaries. So she had her really good, corporate job, and she ran her business part-time with 2 employees. She spent the majority of her free time, which was not a lot, having a business and a job, doing CEUs, right? Doing behavior learning, focusing on doing the courses that would allow her to keep her CEUs and her certifications, hoping that would somehow change what was happening in her business. She had no business learning, right? She didn't, because that's not something that's normalized in the dog training industry. So she didn't have any business learning or information or education or help. And the business barely paid for itself. And so when she decided to come on and work with me, we had the conversation about it, and she decided that she was going to focus on business education and learning for 12 months. That was where her money was going to go. And then after those 12 months, she would go back to her behavior learning. So she decided to really give it a focus and focus on the business side of things. Within 3 months of working with me, she had quadrupled her income. 3 months, right? She'd quadrupled her income. At the end of her 12 months with me, she was making consistently $20,000 a month and was able to leave her job because she had focused on the business side of things. What she also found was, because she had quadrupled her income in those 3 months, she was then able to start doing like behavior learning at the same time. She just paced herself with enough time that she could learn both, right? So her clients also were getting better results because she knew how to work with them and present information to them in a way that worked for the human learner. So she wasn't overwhelming them. She wasn't flooding them in classes. She wasn't, info dumping an entire dog training encyclopedia in a one-to-one session anymore. She was really working with them in a way that worked for them. And so her clients started getting better results. She quadrupled her income within 3 months. She replaced her full-time job income, and she was making $20,000 a month by the end of her 12 months with me. So I really want you to have that perspective shift around what is that you're focusing your time and energy on to grow your business. Now, certifications have their place. Like I've said, I'm not shitting on certifications, but if you're focusing on certifications and behavior education to grow your business, it's not going to happen. Focusing on the business side of things so that you've got the business sorted, you've got it solidified, you've got your systems in place, you know what you're doing, you've got the time to be able to give to your behavior education as well, serves you way better for growing your business, as well as being able to serve your clients even better. Because now you've got the time and the financial freedom to do whatever behavior learning you want as well. So really, if you want to be growing your business, focusing on certifications it's not what's going to help you. And that's one of the myths that really, really, it hurts me to see dog trainers doing that, because I see them pouring their souls and their emotional energy and their money and their time into these certifications, hoping that it's going to grow their business, and it doesn't. The next belief that I want to get to, and this is a really big and powerful one, is the belief that certifications will somehow regulate the industry. And that's not true. So I believe this. I was like, cool. So if I get the certifications that are important to me and that I believe in and that align with my values, then that will help regulate the industry, because I will be out there helping more clients with these methods that resonate with me and that I believe in, and people will have less need to go elsewhere. But the certifications don't do that. Let's get really, really real about it. The industry is completely unregulated, right? So all of the organizations and the bodies that are doing the certifying, that are providing the CEUs, that are providing the certifications and the behavior learning and providing those letters behind your name, there's no regulation on them either. Now, some of them are doing it really, really well, others not so much, but there's no regulating it. And so if we're focusing on certification, everybody who has a certification believes that theirs is the best. Whichever camp you're in, whichever side of the spectrum you fall on in what you believe around methodology for dogs, everybody believes that theirs is the best. They can't all be right. And because nobody is regulating the certifying bodies, Basically, in a nutshell, what's happening is you've got a bunch of people who got together and went, we think this is what it should be, and therefore this is what it is. How does that regulate the industry? It creates conflict. It creates different camps of people who are arguing against each other and fighting and disagreeing with each other and focusing all of their time and energy on what the others are doing wrong. And you going out and getting a certification, again, we just talked about, isn't going to bring in more clients. So you're not actually going to be reaching and helping more people just because of your certification. So the regulating the industry, and that's a whole other fucking discussion and conversation that there's so much more than just in one webinar. And again, I'm going to sound a little bit like a broken record here, but it's really important to me that you understand this. Growing your business is going to do more to regulate the industry than getting another certification will. Why is that? Why is growing your business going to help regulate the industry more? Because like I was talking about earlier, when you grow your business, if you grow your business to the point and you're not doing one-to-ones and group classes and board and trains as your main way of doing things, because there's a cap on how many people you can help when you do things that way. When you learn how to put it together in a way that gets better results for people, because there's a blended program, there's an online component to it, there's a way that you can scale and you can help as many dogs and people as you need with fantastic results. And I'm not talking about here's an online course, good luck with that. But when you really know how to scale your business to be reaching more people and more dogs, and you grow your business to the point of you are the go-to name for this issue, you're the go-to for aggression, you're the go-to for separation distress, you're the go-to for reactivity, you're the go-to for puppies, whatever it is that your specialty is going to be, when you are known for that and you are the go-to for that, people stop going elsewhere and start coming to you. When you have that position of authority in the industry, when you are known to people as the person to talk to for this issue, people will come to you rather than going somewhere else. And it's not about your certification, it's about the results that you help clients get and your business being big enough and reaching enough people that you are so well known that you are the only one people are going to go to for this. That is how you regulate the industry. Because if you are offering that service for people, if you are offering it in a way that really resonates with your soul of this is what I really believe we need to be doing, this is how we need to be working with dogs, these are the methods we need to be using, this is super, super important to me. Growing your business big, making yourself that known name in the industry is the best fucking way to help educate people about that. Trying to educate people in your marketing posts is going to push them away rather than bring them closer. Trying to tell them why your methodology is best is going to push people away rather than bring them closer. Growing your business up, learning the marketing and the sales and the program design, all of that stuff I was talking about, so that you are really reaching people and you're getting results for them and you are helping thousands, hundreds of thousands of people at the same time, which is totally possible to do. That is how you regulate the industry, because you make the need to go somewhere else completely irrelevant. And that has nothing to do with your certifications. I'm going to tell you about another client of mine who, when she started working with me, she was a fairly new dog trainer. She was kind of seeing people here or there for one-to-ones, but she wasn't really putting herself out there because she was kind of overwhelmed by what do I do? How do I help people? It was just at the beginning of COVID, and she was like, I can't see people face to face. What the fuck do I do? So she came and worked with me, and she was also super focused on her certifications before we started working together. And she was telling herself that I just need to do one more. So do one more certification, and then I'll dive in. And she also had no business learning, and so she agreed to focus on her business for 12 months rather than on the certifications piece. She was really worried about putting herself out there because the industry can be mean as fuck sometimes, let's be honest. Like, there are some people in the industry who are bullies, and it can be really, really scary to put ourselves out there. And so she was worried about putting herself out there, but at the same time, she really wanted to be able to help and support owners and make big changes in the industry. And she just didn't know where to start with that. So she decided to focus on her business learning for 12 months. Now, her 12 months were up in January. She now gets regularly invited onto panels to talk about regulating the industry. people are reaching out to her, right? She's not reaching out to them. She regularly gets invited onto those panels. She regularly gets invited onto podcasts to talk about the way that she does training, to talk about reactivity, which is her specialty. She is becoming known as the person to go to for reactivity training. She works internationally. She only works online as well. Now that's not, you don't have to do that, but that was her personal choice. She only works online, and she works internationally with people now. People from the US, people from Singapore, people from Australia, people in the UK. Like, she's got an international reputation because she focused on her business, because she focused on growing her business so that she could really reach and help people and help regulate the industry at the same time. And because her clients get such fantastic results, because here's the thing, when you know how to set up a blended program, which is a combination of online and in person, or in her case, just online, when you know how to set that up properly, and like I said, it's not just, okay, great, here's your, here's an online course, good luck with that. Like, there's a way to do that properly. And when you know how to do that, like she does, your clients get better results, about 4 times better results are the numbers that we see with that. And so because she was getting such fantastic results with simply working online with people, her reputation is growing. And because she knows how to market herself, and her social media is growing, and her marketing is reaching her people because she knows how to speak to those people. And so other trainers are taking note. People are coming to her rather than going to, the cheaper trainer down the road who promises a quick fix, because her reputation is growing and because she gets such great results with people, because she focused on growing her business rather than her certifications and her knowledge and her education. Now, she still does like behavior knowledge and education. I think that's really important to say, that we always want to be up to date. We should know what we're doing when we're working with dogs, and there's new stuff coming out all the time. So we should be up to date on that. But your priorities around it should be business education, so you know how to run your fucking business so that you can stay in business, so that you can help people, then behavior education, right? And that business piece helps to regulate the industry as well. When you are big enough and well-known enough that you have a voice, you can change the industry. If you aren't well-known enough, you don't have a voice that is listened to or heard, it's like fighting against thunder. Like, that gets so exhausting. And because we don't see change, and that burns us out, and we just feel like, why the fuck are people continuing to do this? Why the fuck can't people just see what they're doing to their dogs? Why the fuck won't people just do what I fucking tell them to do? And the reason is because you don't have that authority for them yet. You're not in a position of, I know what I'm fucking talking about, I can get you the fucking results, and come work with me because I can help you. Once you have that level of authority, you can make massive changes. And let's also talk a little bit about the money piece too. Money gives us options, right? Money gives us choices. When you have money, and I'm talking about really serious money, not I'm making it month to month, but when you have, like I got a call with a trainer the other day about coaching who her business routinely does over $1 million a year. So it's completely possible to do that as a dog trainer. And when you get to that point, you have a level of authority that people will listen, rather than you are just one of many trainers screaming into the void about why the industry needs regulation. So a question for you, and I'd love for you to pop it in the box, but everybody's really quiet today. That's okay too. But I want you to pop it in the box for me, or consider this for yourself. Track and take a look at how much money did you spend on CEUs and behavior education and conferences and stuff in the last 2 years. How much money did it make you as a direct result off of that you can say, I know this client came in because of this exact certification. I'm willing to put money on the fact that it's probably zero, unless you did something like specializing and shifted and moved into like only doing separation anxiety or something like that. But then the second question I want you to ask is, how much money did you spend on business education in the last 2 years on a business coach? Working with someone who can help you figure out the business pieces to it. And the one thing in common from the 2 clients that I've told you about so far is that they both agreed to focus and commit to their business education for 12 months. Not forever, not fuck behavior and certification, I'm never doing it again, but just to give a very narrow focus, because we get better results when we've got a narrow focus. So what do you think could change in your business, in your life, in the industry, in your clients' lives if you took the budget and the time and the emotional energy and the money that you're putting into behavior and CEUs and decided to focus for a short period of time on business stuff instead? That would then create more time and more money so that you could go and do as many fucking behavior courses as you wanted to do. What would shift if you just shifted that priority a little bit? What do you think would change? So the perspective shift I want you guys getting from this is that focusing on your business and growing your business large enough with a format that allows you to help more people and more dogs automatically starts having an impact on changing and regulating the industry, because it automatically makes the need for people to go elsewhere obsolete. It automatically makes you, puts you in that position of authority that means people listen. It automatically gives you more options and power and choices because you have more money. That is the reality of our world. It shouldn't be that way, but it is the reality of our world. And let me tell you, I am fucking passionate about women making more money, because when women have money, we have choices, we have options. We are not in situations that are shitty and dangerous and awful for us. And we can help other women and dogs and people be in better situations too. We can help change the industry when we have money and when we have that authority, right? So growing your business is what gets you that position of authority along with that money. The last myth I want to get into is the belief that certifications will automatically make you a better trainer. Now, as is such a common answer in dog training, it depends, right? Some people will take the knowledge and education in a certification and can transfer it into a skill, or can learn how to teach that knowledge and education to people, right, to their human clients. But there are a lot of people, and part of this, I think, is because of the way that our dog training education and certification is done. A lot of people don't know how to do that. They can't take the book learning and put it into practice. I mean, I can think of 2 examples off the top of my head of fairly well-known, because they're good at marketing, trainers who have got certifications up the ging end. They are like every fucking letter they can have, they've got under their name, behind their name. Having seen them, worked with them in person, being friends with them at some point, I wouldn't let them anywhere near my fucking dog, because the knowledge in their head does not translate into a skill. The knowledge in their head does not translate into being able to educate their human clients with compassion and empathy and understanding and present that information in a way that means the human clients get it. The human clients are not shamed for not knowing what they don't know. The human clients are getting their results, which means the dogs are getting their results, right? So do we need education? Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely we do. Can education help you become a better trainer? Yes, if you're actually putting that into practice. Let's think about that word practice for a second. Practice means doing, right? Practice means going out there and actually doing the thing. Getting the certification, being able to write a multiple choice exam, or being able to work with your own dog and get a certification does not translate to being able to help a client, does not translate to be able to connect with a client on a human level, does not translate to be able to help a client get results, does not translate into being able to have those same skills generalized with all of the different dogs and people that you're going to work with. The only way to get that is by fucking putting yourself out there and doing it. And that's terrifying. And one of the things that we create for ourselves a lot when we have this mythical belief that certifications are going to make us a better trainer is we create and get stuck in imposter syndrome. Because we keep telling ourselves, okay, after this next certification, I'll know how to do this thing, or I'll know how to grow my business, or I'll be able to do this, whatever, XYZ skill. And then it doesn't happen because we're not practicing it. And then we go, well, shit, I guess I just need another certification because I'm not good enough yet, so I need to go. And then that becomes such a cycle that we get stuck in of, I'm not good enough and I'm not going to, have and then I'll be able to do this thing, and I need to do one more certification, and I just need to do one more education, and one more certification, and one more thing of letters, and then I'll be ready to do these things. And then we never fucking get ready. And every time we don't do the thing, every time we don't put ourselves out there, every time we don't practice it, every time we don't get out there and actively start working with clients, we prove to ourselves that we can't. It's one more little piece of evidence as to, yeah, but see all those times that I couldn't and I didn't, I guess I can't. And we get stuck in that imposter syndrome. So certifications don't translate to knowledge and skills. Certifications very often, or having the belief that a certification will make you a better trainer, will keep you stuck in can keep you stuck in imposter syndrome, right? And the only way to get out of that and to become a better trainer is to practice. And I get it. It feels icky sometimes when we have this feeling of like, yeah, but I want to be practicing on people. Like that doesn't feel good. Like, so let me just practice here first and get it all good. But the thing is, there is zero way to get good at working with multiple people and multiple dogs without working with multiple people and multiple dogs. And there is a massive difference between, fuck it, I'm just going out there and whatever happens, happens, fuck it all. And I know that I need practice. These are the ways I'm going to get support and help to make sure that I am doing the best fucking job that I can possibly do. These are the ways that I'm going to learn how to set things up for my clients so that they get the best possible fucking support that they can get, so that they get the best possible results that they can get. But truthfully, the clients that you're working with today are going to get a very different service from you than the clients that you work with in 10 years. There's nothing you can do about that. That's practicing, access to information, access to skills, getting really good at practicing with multiple people is going to change the way that you do things, right? So if you are keeping yourself stuck in a place of, but it's not perfect yet, and I want to make sure that it's perfect before I put myself out there, it's never going to be perfect. You're never going to put yourself out there. The only way to do it is to put yourself out there and do it. Get help with it, get support with it, right? That's one of the biggest things that my clients get from me is that support and the planning along, okay, cool, so this is what's happening with this client. How are we going to do that? What about this? Trying this. But when you have your business set up in a way that isn't one-to-ones and group classes and only board and train, you're automatically getting 4 times better results, right? When you go to blended program, because because of the level of support and access to information and access to support and access to practice and the way that that is done that you just can't do with one-to-ones and group classes and board and train. So that is one of the biggest ways that you can help with that icky feeling of, but I don't like practicing on people, is to get that support for how do you make that the most ethical, the kindest, the most compassionate, the best that you can make it right now with the knowledge and understanding that's going to look different than it does in 10 years' time, and that's just life. Nobody is the same person that they were. Well, I'm hoping that nobody's the same person that they were 10 years ago, because we learn and we don't know what we don't know, and we grow and we change from the learning that we do, but we only have that when we put ourselves out there. So, I remember when I first started my very first dog business, and I started a dog walking business. I was a certified trainer at that point. I'd certified in South Africa. I'd moved over to Canada, and I was certified. And I found the dog industry incredibly unwelcoming when I moved here. Everybody was at each other's throats, and everybody was arguing and fighting. And like I would ask a question or have a comment and get shot all over, and I was like, what the fuck? I want nothing to do with any of this. And I also was stuck in that place of, okay, well, maybe it's my certifications and, it's not North American certifications. And, I guess I need to up my certifications on that. And, I need more education. I need more this and that. And I started a dog walking business instead of a dog training business because my fear and my imposter syndrome and my worry about my own certifications were so small. Like I didn't believe in myself. And I was like, cool, so I'll do dog walking for a while while I do more education, and then I'll be ready to do training. It did not happen that way. I was not ready to do training because of the education and the certifications that I did. In fact, with every CEU I got and every webinar I did and every letters behind my name that I got, I felt worse and worse and worse because I wasn't doing anything with it. Until one day I finally got to a point of like, fuck it, I can't do this anymore. Fine, I'm just going to go and do training. And so I did. I just took that leap and I did it. And that made me a way better trainer than any of the knowledge or information that I got from a book, because I practiced, because I was listening to the clients, because I was putting myself out there and getting the skills and getting it wrong and fucking it up, not fucking the dogs up, but like fucking the business stuff up, and making mistakes with clients and apologizing for those mistakes and then fixing them where I could. And that was how I learned. And that was how I became a better trainer. So practicing and doing makes you a better trainer, not the certifications. Right? The education and knowledge is important to have, yes, but that is not the thing that's going to make you a good trainer. It's learning how to put those things into practice. And broken record here, it's almost like knowing what you're doing in business is important. When you know how to set your business up properly, A, with a blended program, you get 4 times better results with clients right off the bat. But B, when you have time and financial security. And that means that you're setting your own rates, that you can take days off if you need to, and your clients still get support, that you can, be sick or have a mental health day or take a vacation, and your clients are still getting support while you're gone. And your finances are solid. You're not worrying about, shit, am I gonna find enough clients this month? Or, okay, great, this is a great month, but next month's gonna be quiet. Or, oh, there are slow months in the year, which there doesn't have to be, by the way. When you're not worrying about that, you free up so much fucking brain space that makes you a way fucking better trainer. It is impossible for us to show up as impactfully as we want to when our brain space is taken up with worry over everything else. And so you can control removing some of that worry about time. You can rest. You can sleep. You can not be responding to emails at fucking 1 a.m. You cannot be worrying about a client not getting results. And oh shit, they texted me and it's 11 o'clock at night, but if I don't get back to them, they're going to be mad at me. And you free up so much brain space. That makes you a better trainer too, because now you have the headspace for the stuff that's important. And learning how to set your business up properly is what gives you that freedom. So let's recap about what we talked about. So you might have thought that certifications were going to help you grow your business and bring in clients. Truthfully, most dog owners don't care about certifications. They don't give a fuck. And using it in your marketing makes people less likely to hire you. And building your business is the thing. Learning marketing, learning messaging, learning how to talk to people, learning where to find your people, learning how to bring them in, learning what to charge, learning how to build a blended program. That is what's going to grow your business. You might have thought that certifications will help regulate the industry, but truthfully, they don't, because it's an unregulated industry. Everybody who is in charge of certifications and in charge of, the education for dog trainers, there's nobody regulating them. And growing your business so that you are reaching and helping and teaching more dogs and more people, that helps regulate the industry by putting you into a position of authority and giving you power with money. You might have thought that you need more certifications to be a really good trainer, but truthfully, you need to be doing to become a better trainer, right? You need to be doing and practicing, and focusing too much on your certifications can create and keep you spinning your wheels in that imposter syndrome, which is a fucking shitty place to be. And building blended programs that helps to get better results with clients makes you a better trainer. So I want you to do something with me. It's a little woo-woo, but it's kind of fun. I want you to close your eyes for a second, and I want you to picture your ideal business. Who are you working with? What kind of clients? For me, for the longest time, I still do actually, I don't work with men because of my own trauma history around men. I needed to create a space full of women. So who do you work with? Do you only work with a certain type of person? Do you work with people who are open-minded and kind and compassionate, and you don't have to convince them that to be nice to their dog? You don't have to convince them to use the methods that you use. How do you feel working with only those clients? What does it feel like in this picture to have a really good work-life balance? How many hours are you working in a day? How many hours are you working in a month? Because I personally am all fucking done with hustle culture and this whole westernized way of you have to be go, 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 go all the fucking time. And my clients are building dog training businesses where they are working 4 to 5 hours a day, 4 to 5 days a week. So how many hours a day do you want to be working? What does that working look like? How do you feel getting those results for your clients? How much money are you making? Because another myth, but it's a totally different fucking webinar, and actually I'm going to be doing a podcast episode on this too, is pricing in the dog training industry. But making $100,000 a year is not an unrealistic starting point for a dog training business. Maybe you're already there. Maybe you want to make 250,000. Maybe you're not there and you want to make 50,000. There's no right or wrong here. It's your ideal business. What does that look like? How much money do you make? What does that money give you? What freedom does that money give you? Maybe you buy a house. Maybe you buy a new car. Maybe you start planning for your retirement. How does it feel to be, if you could get, because when you're working with niche clients, this is totally doable. And when you have a blended program, totally doable too. What does it look like to be getting double the results you're getting with your clients, triple the results, 4 times the results? To not have that cycle of, shit, but we just talked about this last week and you haven't done any of the homework and what the fuck did I do wrong? But to have clients showing up with, yep, did my homework, here's the results, fucking fantastic. What's next? How does that feel? Now I want to just pop in your brain for you that that's totally doable. Totally doable. But not if you're focusing on certifications only. So this is the part that I'm going to, like I said at the beginning, I'm going to give you guys some details about what it's like to work with me, because I know some of you had questions. So the first thing that I want to tell you a little bit about with that is some of the benefits that my clients get. I mean, I've ran you through a couple of my client stories, but I'll give you some of the benefits that my clients get from working with me. Typically, we get 4 times better results for clients, which is massive for kicking imposter syndrome in the ass and making a difference and growing a business. They typically triple their income at the same time that they have their working hours without client support suffering. In fact, their clients get better support at the same time. They create a work-life balance, right, where they're not working evenings and weekends if they don't want to. They can take time off whenever they need to. They can actually be present in their life and not thinking about the client emails and training plans. And oh my God, I've still got 9 training plans that I need to type up and it's already 1 in the morning. And they can actually just have downtime to spend with their own dogs and their own families and just take a mental health break when they need to. Because let me tell you, the influx of COVID dogs is fucking overwhelming and it's only going to get worse. And so being able to take that time, really important to be able to do without what you're offering being compromised, without client support dropping at all. In fact, your client support ups. Expanding the capacity by learning how to scale so that you can actually work with more dogs and more clients. If you're relying on one-to-ones and group classes, you are capped with how many people you can work with in a day or in a week or in a month. And there's no way you can reach or help people beyond that unless you're hiring other people and turning into a boss. And that's not something a lot of people want to do. And it's really hard to find staff in the dog training industry. But if you know how to scale and build a program that offers that support and that connection too, and it's not just an online course, expands the capacity that you have to help dogs and to help people, right? To be able to work with more dogs, more people. What difference would that make in your life? To be able to work with more dogs and more people, to be able to help hundreds of dogs at a time, thousands of dogs at a time, thousands of people at a time, on a level that you are connected with them, right? Not on a, like I said, I keep saying this because there's a big misunderstanding around what that looks like. And people think that in order to have a blended program, it's just an online course, and that's not what it is at all. But what would that look like to be able to help hundreds or thousands of dogs and people? Some more benefits: to really solidify boundaries around your time and who you work with so that you are eliminating the working at 1 a.m. and working with clients who are just shit to work with. And I'm not talking about the clients who are really trying and just not getting there, but I'm talking about the clients who are just assholes and shit to work with. And you feel like, oh my God, I have to like convince you to be nice to your dog. And I like, if I have to sit and listen one more fucking time while you tell me you can't do any of the things that I told you to do, like none of that. like only working with clients who get the results, who do their work. Solidify your income so that not only do you know what you're going to be making every month, but anytime you need to make more, you can go out and get that any point. Cool, I need to, pay a tax bill. That's how much it's going to be. Cool, this is how many clients it is. I know exactly how to go get those clients. I want to take a vacation. That's going to be $5,000 for the vacation. Cool, $5,000 is, 2.5 clients, 2 clients. Let me go out and find those 2 clients because you know how to do that. What peace of mind would exist for you if you knew that you had control over that, over your income, rather than, oh, I hope enough people find me or enough people get referred to me. If you could plan for retirement so that you retired when you were ready to. I mean, a lot of dog trainers I know are like, I'm never retiring. Cool, don't. But it's nice to have if you need to, or if you get to a point where you're like, actually, now I'm ready to retire. And if you could actually do something about changing the industry that had an impact, rather than felt like you were just banging your head against a brick fucking wall every day. So what it looks like. We focus on triaging your current business. So making sure that what you're currently doing, whatever that looks like, whether it's group classes or one-to-ones or board and train, whatever that looks like, that we triage that so that we're plugging any holes, money and time-wise. We are freeing up some time and creating more money really quickly. Then we're looking at your long-term business plans. We're looking at your long-term, what does it look like to build a blended program for you? What does it need to look like? How much to charge for it? What goes into it? How long do the videos need to be? How long does it need to be? All of that. We look at finding your niche clients, discovering who your niche clients are first and foremost, because if you don't know who your niche clients are, you don't know where you're going to fucking find them. So who are your niche clients? Where do you find them? We look at your marketing. How do you market? Because marketing has changed so fucking much in the dog training industry, and digital marketing is a huge piece to it, because that's where your clients are, right? So we look at marketing, both digitally and boots on the ground in-person marketing as well. We look at sales, because if you have a service-based business, like a dog training business, you have a sales business. And if you don't know how to do sales, you will not stay in business. And then we look at your mindset, because I can give you all the business info in the fucking world, but if there's something in your mindset that's keeping you from doing the things, then you're not going to have success. You're just going to walk around with more business information in your head. So how do we take the knowledge, add the mindset piece in so that the action happens? So I have a range of different ways to work with me. At the moment, I have a 12-month program like I was talking about. There's also a 3-month shorter program coming. Obviously, we're not going to work on as much as we do in the 12-month, but that's also going to be coming in the next month or so. There's an online portal that you get access to your learning and your modules, that you get lifetime access to that content. There are group calls where we show up kind of like this webinar, except it's only with my paid clients, and we dive deep into some of the topics that you're learning online. Sometimes I'll bring in outside experts to talk to you guys too, because I'm a really good coach, but I don't need to reinvent the fucking wheel and learn all the things about all the things. I just pay someone to come in and coach for me, right, in their specialty, right? So get access to that. There's a really, really kick-ass Facebook community as well, where there's no space for any of the bullshit that happens in the industry. It's only really kick-ass, powerful, self-aware, mindful women building their businesses and looking to support each other along the way. And there is also the option to do added one-to-one coaching with me as well. So it's time investment. 12 months is a lot, but it takes 12 months to do. And those 12 months are going to pass anyway. So you can get to the end of those 12 months and have more CEUs behind your name, or you can get to the end of those 12 months and have a solidified income, time off, better results for your clients, more peace of mind, and better mental health as well, because you remove a lot of the stressors. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop right in the box there how you can book a call with me to have a chat about whether this is a fit for you. No shitty, sleazy, salesy stuff, just a conversation to see if we're a fit. We might not be. I might not be able to help you, in which case I can point you in the direction of someone who can, or you'll leave the call with a little bit more clarity about some things. You'll also be getting an email follow-up after this as well, automatically, that will have the link to that as well. So I really look forward to to chatting to you guys. I see somebody's already booked a call. I really look forward to chatting with you because I fully believe that dog trainers change the world. They change lives for their clients and their dogs. And being supported in growing their business is a way that I can help impact that change, and is a way that changes the industry in a way that's actually change, rather than a bunch of people just fighting about whose certifications are better. So thank you for hanging out with me. I had fun. I got to run because I got a call to get onto, and then I'm going out for a walk with my dogs. I hope you guys have a fabulous fucking day, and reach out at any time, book a call, send me an email through my, you've got my email address, through my Facebook page. I love connecting with people and chatting, even if you're not quite ready yet. Reach out, let's have a chat. All right, any feedback, let me know. Let me know what was helpful about this for you. Let me know points that you hadn't thought about. You know, if you want to do it privately, send me an email that you hadn't thought about, that you hadn't considered, that you're like, oh shit, wow, aha, okay, that's me. Things that resonated with you. All right, I gotta figure out how the fuck to end this webinar now. All right, guys, you have a day.